Thank you for tuning into the Gridcenter. I'm Shane Falco, here to bring you the SEC Conference Championship Playoff Preview. For this season, spring 2012, we have for the third straight time, DX and TMT facing off. The last two contests have been very, very hotly contested, very close games, come down to the final play, down to the final seconds each time. The last few times altogether, period, these teams have played, it's been that way. So you wouldn't expect anything else. This season, DX is currently undefeated, and they are looking to complete the first run of undefeated season in SEC history. So there's a lot on the line for that. Not even the historic TMT has been able to pull that off yet, so it would be an amazing feat if they were to do it, and not to mention win 3 straight titles against TMT. Coming into this matchup, DX is featuring, of course, the #1 offense in the league, and this season they are ranked number 4 defensively. You know what they're going to do on offense. They run the spread. Disco does his little thing, and they just have playmakers all over the field. Very tough matchup for many teams. TMT started out when DX first came on the scene having a hard time with the spread. They've made a lot of adjustments since then and have done a lot better job competing, and they're just one of those teams where they just have people all over the field. They don't pick up people. They just got the same group of guys every season, and they make adjustments, they communicate, and they play well together. So this season they're actually number 3 in the conference on offense, which is a pretty good feat considering Clee missed 4 games and Slim had to step in and play QB. So for them to finish the season in the conference at number 3 with points scored has been a good feat. Defensively, they're actually 5th in the conference this season. They've had some games where they gave up more points, and they started off the season with like 4 straight shutouts. So it's been one of those seasons where they kind of slacked off a little bit towards the end. But you know, it's playoff time, and they came to play, knocking off LNG and Sick With It to get to the championship game. Pretty impressive run there. Their first game in the quarterfinals was a very, very good matchup. It came down to the 1 yard away from LNG on a crazy play, no less, that ended with a lot of pitchbacks, ended up with a throwback all the way across the field, and Offensive Player of the Year, Stevie Dyson, ended up getting pulled at the 1 yard line. Some speculate whether or not he actually got in. Would have been a tying touchdown. Either way, very good game. And then they came back from 14 down against Sick With It to advance to the championship game. DX, on the other hand, they had a first round bye. In the semis, they played Rock, team that had played them tough in the regular season, but were really no match for them in the playoffs. Rock just did not have enough in the tank, either from their first game, which was a very tough contest with the Bad Boys, or just because they were missing a couple of players, Lamont being one of them, and they just did not have a great game, and DX pulled away in that one, and kind of made it a blowout. The last time when these two teams faced in the regular season, Disco actually wasn't there, and DX had to have Josh at quarterback, and Josh played a very good game. He brings a different dynamic, speed-wise, that Disco doesn't have, and TMT wasn't able to make the adjustments. It was a very good game, 24-20 or 24-21, and just a good look at what they have. So now, obviously, this time it'll be Disco will be in there, so the speed factor won't be in there per se, but then, you know, Disco is the master of his offense, so we're going to see what these two teams, I expect nothing less, but then these two teams that come down to the final play again. The last 2 championship games, TMT's had some very costly drops. Savante dropped a game-winning touchdown in their first championship matchup. Some say he might have pushed off. Video leads to believe that there might have been a little bit of push-off, but refs weren't going to make a call in that situation. And in the last championship game in the fall, Little Pert dropped a touchdown that would have put him up and made a whole different game, as TMT actually stopped them on the next drive. So maybe, these are just things. TMT's been dropping a lot of balls, so we'll see how that plays out. Also in the fall, TMT did not show up focused and ready to play in the championship game. They had guys showing up right at game time, a couple guys right after the beginning of the game, and we'll see if they're going to show up and be ready to play, or if they're going to just go business as usual and just expect to show up and win. I think they found out that they can't just show up and win anymore. They're going to actually have to come and bring it and be focused and have everybody there. So we'll see what kind of mentality they have at the start of the game. And then, again, like I said, DX is looking to cap an undefeated season. It would be the first one, not in grid history, but the first one in SEC history. So that would be an amazing accomplishment. And then they could do it against TMT would be awfully impressive. Disco's looking to become one of only a handful of people who have won their conference MVP in the regular season and then win a championship. It's only been done a couple of times prior. Klee being one of them from TMT, and then a couple other guys down in the Mountain West. So it would be interesting to see if that dynamic comes into play. Tweezy was last season's MVP for TMT, and then they didn't win, so that kind of held true a little bit. So it will be a very interesting matchup. A lot of dynamics here. There's obviously a lot of talent on the field. As one DX player, Bear, would put it, they're the new TMT, and TMT is supposed to change their name to SMT. So for second most talent, we'll see how that plays out on Sunday. Either way, it should be a very exciting game. That will be held this Sunday at Ed Fountain Park right at noon. So we're expecting a very good contest. Good luck to both teams, and looking forward to seeing everyone out there.